Chapter 23 A Message of Hope. The Lord said, You leaders of my people are like shepherds that kill and scatter the sheep. You were supposed to take care of my people, but instead you chased them away. So now I'll really take care of you, and believe me, you will pay for your crimes. I will bring the rest of my people home from the lands where I have scattered them, and they will grow into a mighty nation. I promise to choose leaders who will care for them like real shepherds. All my people will be there, and they will never again be frightened. Someday I will appoint an honest king from the family of David, a king who will be wise and rule with justice. As long as he is king, Israel will have peace, and Judah will be safe. The name of this king will be The Lord Gives Justice. A time will come when you will again worship me. But you will no longer call me the living God who rescued Israel from Egypt. Instead, you will call me the living God who rescued you from the land in the north and from all the other countries where I had forced you to go, and you will once again live in your own land. Jeremiah thinks about unfaithful prophets. When I think of the prophets, I am shocked, and I tremble like someone drunk, because of the Lord and his sacred words. Those unfaithful prophets misused their power all over the country. So God turned the pasture lands into scorching deserts. The Lord will punish unfaithful prophets. The Lord told me to say, You prophets and priests think so little of me, the Lord, that you even sin in my own temple. Now I will punish you with disaster, and you will slip and fall in the darkness. I, the Lord, have spoken. The prophets in Samaria were disgusting to me because they preached in the name of Baal and led my people astray. And you prophets in Jerusalem are even worse. You are unfaithful in marriage and never tell the truth. You even lead others to sin instead of helping them turn back to me. You and the people of Jerusalem are evil like Sodom and Gomorrah. You prophets in Jerusalem have spread evil everywhere. That's why I, the Lord, promised to give you bitter poison to eat and drink. The Lord gives a warning. The Lord said, Don't listen to the lies of these false prophets, you people of Judah. The message they preach is something they imagined. It did not come from me, the Lord all-powerful. These prophets go to people who refuse to respect me and who are stubborn and do whatever they want. The prophets tell them the Lord has promised everything will be fine. But I, the Lord, tell you that these prophets have never attended a meeting of my council in heaven or heard me speak. They are evil, so in my anger I will strike them like a violent storm. I won't come down until I have finished what I have decided to do. Someday you will understand exactly what I mean. I did not send these prophets or speak to them, but they ran to find you and to preach their message. If they had been in a meeting of my council in heaven, they would have told you, people of Judah, to give up your sins and come back to me. I am everywhere, both near and far, in heaven and on earth. There are no secret places where you can hide from me. These unfaithful prophets claim that I have given them a dream or a vision, and then they tell lies in my name. But everything they say comes from their own twisted minds. How long can this go on? They tell each other their dreams and try to get my people to reject me, just as their ancestors left me and worshipped Baal. Their dreams and my truth are as different as straw and wheat. But when prophets speak for me, they must say only what I have told them. My words are a powerful fire. They are a hammer that shatters rocks. These unfaithful prophets claim I give them their dreams, but it isn't true. I didn't choose them to be my prophets, and yet they babble on, speaking in my name, while stealing words from each other. And when my people hear these liars, they are led astray instead of being helped. So I warn you that I am now the enemy of these prophets. I, the Lord, have spoken. News and nuisance. The Lord said to me, Jeremiah, when a prophet or a priest or anyone else comes to you and asks, does the Lord have news for us? Tell them, you people are a nuisance to the Lord, and he will get rid of you. If any of you say, here is news from the Lord, I will punish you and your families, even if you are a prophet or a priest. Instead, you must ask your friends and relatives, what answer did the Lord give? Or what has the Lord said? It seems that you each have your own news. So if you say, here is news from the Lord, you are twisting my words into a lie. Remember that I am your God, the Lord all-powerful. If you go to a prophet, it's all right to ask, what answer did the Lord give to my question? Or what has the Lord said? But if you disobey me and say, here is news from the Lord, I will pick you up and throw you far away, and I will abandon this city of Jerusalem that I gave to your ancestors. You will never be free from your shame and disgrace. Chapter 24. Jeremiah has a vision of 2 baskets of figs. The Lord spoke to me in a vision after King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylonia had come to Judah and taken King Jehoiachin, his officials, and all the skilled workers back to Babylonia. In this vision, I saw 2 baskets of figs in front of the Lord's temple. One basket was full of very good figs that ripened early, and the other was full of rotten figs that were not fit to eat. Jeremiah, the Lord asked, what do you see? Figs, I said. Some are very good, but the others are too rotten to eat. Then the Lord told me to say, people of Judah, the good figs stand for those of you I sent away as exiles to Babylonia, where I am watching over them. Then someday I will bring them back to this land. I will plant them instead of uprooting them, and I will build them up rather than tearing them down. I will give them a desire to know me and to be my people. They will want me to be their God, and they will turn back to me with all their heart. The rotten figs stand for King Zedekiah of Judah, his officials, and all the others who were not taken away to Babylonia, whether they stayed here in Judah or went to live in Egypt. I will punish them with a terrible disaster, and everyone on earth will tremble when they hear about it. I will force the people of Judah to go to foreign countries, where they will be cursed and insulted. War and hunger and disease will strike them, until they finally disappear from the land that I gave them and their ancestors. Chapter 25, 70 Years of Exile. In the first year that Jehoiakim was king of Judah, which was the first year that Nebuchadnezzar was king of Babylonia, the Lord told me to speak to the people of Judah and Jerusalem. So I told them, for 23 years now, ever since the 13th year that Josiah was king, I have been telling you what the Lord has told me. But you have not listened. The Lord has sent prophets to you time after time, but you refused to listen. They told you that the Lord had said, change your ways. If you stop doing evil, I will let you stay forever in this land that I gave your ancestors. I don't want to harm you, so don't make me angry by worshiping idols and other gods. But you refused to listen to my prophets, so I, the Lord, say that you have made me angry by worshiping idols, and you are the ones who were hurt by what you did. You refused to listen to me, and now I will let you be attacked by nations from the north, and especially by my servant, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylonia. You and other nearby nations will be destroyed and left in ruins forever. Everyone who sees what has happened will be shocked, but they will still make fun of you. I will put an end to your parties and wedding celebrations. No one will grind grain or be here to light the lamps at night. This country will be as empty as a desert, because I will make all of you the slaves of the king of Babylonia for 70 years. When that time is up, I will punish the king of Babylonia and his people for everything they have done wrong. And I will turn that country into a wasteland forever. My servant Jeremiah has told you what I said I will do to Babylonia and to the other nations, and he wrote it all down in this book. I will do everything I threatened. I will pay back the Babylonians for every wrong they have done. Great kings from many other nations will conquer the Babylonians and force them to be slaves. The cup full of God's anger. The Lord God of Israel showed me a vision in which he said, Jeremiah, here is a cup filled with the wine of my anger. Take it and make every nation drink some. They will vomit and act mad because of the woe this cup of anger will bring to them. I took the cup from the Lord's hand, and I went to the kings of the nations and made each of them drink some. I started with Jerusalem and the towns of Judah, and the king and his officials were removed from power in disgrace. Everyone still makes insulting jokes about them and uses their names as curse words. The second place I went was Egypt, where everyone had to drink from the cup, including the king and his officials, the other government workers, the rest of the Egyptians, and all the foreigners who lived in the country. Next I went to the king of Uz, and then to the 4 kings of Philistia, who ruled from Ashkelon, Gaza, Ekron, and what was left of Ashdod. Then I went to the kings of Edom, Moab, Ammon, and to the kings of Tyre, Sidon, and their colonies across the sea. After this, I went to the kings of Dedan, Tema, Buz, the tribes of the Arabian desert, Zimri, Elam, Media, and the countries in the north, both near and far. I went to all the countries on earth, one after another, and finally to Babylonia. The Lord had said, I must tell each king, the Lord all-powerful, the God of Israel, commands you to drink from this cup that is full of the wine of his anger. It will make you so drunk that you will vomit, and when the Lord sends war against the nations, you will be completely defeated. The Lord told me that if any of them refused to drink from the cup, I must tell them that he had said, I, the Lord all-powerful, command you to drink. Starting with my own city of Jerusalem, everyone on earth will suffer from war, so there is no way I will let you escape unharmed. The Lord told me to say, from my sacred temple I will roar like thunder, while I trample my people and everyone else as though they were grapes. My voice will be heard everywhere on earth, accusing nations of their crimes and sentencing the guilty to death. Disaster is coming. The Lord all-powerful says, you can see disaster spreading from far across the earth, from nation to nation like a horrible storm. When it strikes, I will kill so many people that their bodies will cover the ground like manure. No one will be left to bury them or to mourn. The leaders of Judah will be punished. The Lord's people are his flock, and your leaders were the shepherds. But now it's your turn to be butchered like sheep. You will shatter like fine pottery dropped on the floor, so roll on the ground crying and mourning. You have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Listen to the cries of the shepherds as the Lord's burning anger turns peaceful meadows into barren desert. The Lord has abandoned his people like a lion leaving its den.